Hey there, this is Terry and my wife Karen. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with us here. We just wanted to chat with you just for a minute. I know some of you might have tried to do some different type of self-employment ventures or businesses. Maybe you've been working for the same company for a long time, or maybe you're not working at all right now. And somehow we got together here, and this is just something that is really important to consider. You might have seen some ads like we have. I just saw this one just yesterday on Craigslist. It was an ad that said looking for a work at home job. Have you ever been in that situation where you thought, well, I'd like to be able to get away from this rat race that I'm in and do some work from my home? That's a very realistic thing to do. You can do that, but a work at home job, um, you know, so often folks are thinking about that and they're thinking, well, gosh, if I could just get something to do on my computer or maybe on my phone where I'll do some emailing or enter some data on my computer, maybe even stuff some envelopes, that kind of thing. Folks, those are really pipe dreams. They don't exist the way you think they might. And it can be a little discouraging because folks go through and they look at a lot of different quote unquote opportunities out there, and it gets discouraging. They see they've got to invest a lot of money, or they try something and it just really doesn't work, and it can be you know definitely discouraging. And then you start to think, well, man, do I have to keep doing what I've been doing? Do I have to keep reporting to a job site until I'm 65, 67, whatever retirement age will be by the time you get there? um, am I going to have to keep doing that? Putting up with these long hours, and I can relate to that. I used to work 55 to 65 hours a week as an employee, and it becomes all consuming. And I think you can probably relate there too. You deal with the traffic and everything every day, and the commute, and it just kind of all goes together. So what Karen and I have really enjoyed for the last 14 plus years now is something called independent work. Are you familiar with independent work? A lot of folks have, you know, shared with us that they just don't know what that is. Is that like a being self-employed, or is it having like a home business of some sort, or exactly what is that? Well, just recently, McKinsey Global Institute did a survey report, and it's called Independent Work, Choice, Necessity, and the Gig Economy. And it found that up to 162 million people in Europe and the United States, or 20 to 30% of the working age population, engage in some form of independent work. Well, they put together these four quadrants, and they found that independent workers generally fit into these four segments. And we're going to actually look at this, you know, in two parts. It'll make it make a little more sense to you, I think, that way. On the left side there, we see all those who responded to the survey who are making their independent work their primary income. Now, they might do some other things, but their main income source is their independent work. And if you look at the top box there, the free agents are the people that do it because this is what they choose to do. Like Karen and I, they enjoy doing it. They don't have a desire to necessarily be employed somewhere or anything like that. They really like what they do. And they call those free agents. And that's 30% of the people working independently, or 49 million people. And then you have underneath there, you have the reluctant people, the ones that are doing it because they have to. They've got to make that extra money, and it's just necessity. I mean, they don't really want to be. They'd rather be employed somewhere, possibly, but they're doing this because they have to, and that's about 14%, or 23 million people. Then on the right side, we have the casual earners. Now, these are all, the right side are all people who are doing independent work for a supplemental income. It's not their primary income source. So the casual earners, that's about 40% of those doing independent work, about 64 million people. They're making money. They enjoy it. They don't have to do it. But then on the bottom, you have those who are financially strapped, and they're just doing independent work out of necessity. They have to have that income. It's not their primary source, but they've got to have that extra money. And that's about 16% of those doing it, and it's about 26 million people. And this at the bottom there, you see the source. It's the 2016 McKinsey Global Institute survey. of 8,000 U.S. and European respondents. So hopefully that's some help to you. Now, the question is then, what is independent work? What is that exactly? Well, we actually put together a short video just a short time ago that'll help you with that. That'll actually details the choices that you have, how it works. And one of the things that we definitely wanted to include in that presentation were the things to watch out for, warnings that we wanted you to be aware of, just some cautions, some things to look for as you're considering the possibility of independent work. And it's very clear. I think you'll appreciate that we included that there. And then finally, the third part, we actually talk about the way we implement some of these things. Take an idea, the seed of an idea, and build a plan around that idea, and then put it into action. What a great thing to be able to do this year. If it's something that you feel would be for you, would be a good fit to actually do some independent work. So I want to encourage you. I think just below there will be a link here. You can see the link on the screen, but you probably won't be able to click that. But just below, you'll find that same link that'll take you to the video that we did recently, and it will just help you with this concept of independent work, and so you have a better understanding. It may not be for you at all, and that's fine, of course. But please, take the time to watch it. And after you do, there's 2 buttons at the bottom with a couple of options that work well together or individually, independently, and things that we have actually utilized over the years. So if you have any questions, please let us know. We'll be happy to help you and help you get started and be an encouragement along the way. Thanks again for being with us tonight.